For Elon, humanity's biggest problem is population collapse.
The biggest problem the world will face in 20 years is population collapse.
That's kind of true in a lot of cultures. Look at Japan. I went there and their birth rate's gone way down.
South Korea, for example, has one of the lowest birth rates in modern history. You heard of the Telegram founder, Pavel Durov?
I have heard of him.
Dude,
I
this
think
guy's
he's kind of famous.
I think he's like paying women to carry his sperm, IVF.
Elon does the same thing, right? Pays these women to have kids.
Are we just gonna let these billionaires, oligarchs do whatever they want and then just leave guys like me and you out of the conversation? But that's why I created it. Not only do we store your DNA, we're storing what makes you, you. My name is Jiga Patel. From Massachusetts. I've been traveling for 9 months after selling my liquor store business. I ran that for 12 years, man. I got a small check after selling it and I didn't know what I wanted to do next. So I was like, let me figure it out. Eat, pray, love style, you know? I've had several relationships. The thing was, I was always busy with my business.
Were you married to your business, as they say?
I guess in a sense, yeah. I had a series of girlfriends, white, black, Indian, Puerto Rican.
So you were trying all the cultures out over there?
Yeah. Mixed with American, of course. The dating landscape is so much different now than our parents' generation, right?
Or our younger generation, right? Didn't we grow up? You met someone, in high school or college at the bar, and now you're swiping.
I mean, I still do meet them at the bar. I'm great at the bar.
Yeah.
I'm way better at the bar than I am
Yeah.
with the swiping.
Yeah, there's plenty of fish in the sea out there now.
Yeah.
And people are Tinder and Hinge and Bumble and all these things. And it's this culture where it's a little superficial. And if things don't go right away, people are just like, done, next, who's next in my life, right?
Yeah, it's like the abundance of options, you know?
It kind of discards you.
I think it's sometimes too many options, and it leaves us confused. Is there someone better along the way? Like, is there...
Yeah.
And then our parents, just didn't kind of have... Oh, side note, my parents got an arranged marriage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had the opposite of Tinder,
I had a really good college friend. So he's Pakistani. His parents had an arranged marriage. His brother had arranged marriage. But they moved to America, and his parents became more open and more like, we want you to decide now. You
Right.
don't have to have this arranged marriage. So it's just different cultures, but his parents love each other and have these values of staying together. You just don't see that, even though it was arranged.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had some rough patches. My parents moved 3 continents together, right?
Whoa.
And they just grew up with the value of like, hey, we kind of don't give in, we just kind of grind through it.
You stick together.
Yeah, we only have one choice. We can't swipe left or right on this marriage.
Tell me, was there ever a chance where you thought you were going to have a kid, or were you in relationships that got that close?
Like I said, I've dated. I've not had a problem dating, but so back in college, I had a college girlfriend, and it almost happened. Unfortunately, things just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And along the way, there's been a couple, a girl that I thought I'd marry, just, let's not get into it, but...
Yeah, of course. Those are the juicy details. That's for, the
That's for me and her, yeah.
Yeah, that's for... Some things you keep personal, but for sure, we go through this life, and all of a sudden now you're on the peak of 40, you work through these relationships, they didn't work out, so do you still want to have a kid?
Yeah, man. I think it's important for me to have... I still am believing that I'll find someone one day, get married, and have a kid. But
so you ladies out there, you hear that, right?
You know what? What happens if I'm riding a scooter or bike or, jumping off wherever, and something happens.
Sure.
And that's it. Like, there goes my bloodline. I created MySpawn for people like me, for the common man.
You mean this isn't for Elon Musk?
Oh, no. See, this we're positioning ourselves against Elon Musk. Okay, he's kind of industrializing his legacy, right? Guys like him can afford. I don't know what his number's up to now. It's like double digits, I think.
So he'll probably be the first trillionaire, right? He has access to funds.
I'm talking about his
Explain-
spawn count.
Explain what you mean. Go a little more detail about that.
So I think he's like everything he does, he's going to scale, right? So he's done that with his legacy, and all the power to him. If that's what he wants and he can afford it, go for it, Elon. And he believes that we should have more children. Mars needs people, is what he keeps saying, right?
He does.
Humanity's biggest problem is population collapse.
Well, that's kind of true in a lot of cultures, right?
I agree, yeah.
Look at Japan. Tell me about Japan. Went there, and their birth rate's gone way down.
There's a lot of industrialized countries that are just, people like in our generation are just choosing not to have kids for whatever circumstance. Maybe lifestyle, economics. I mean, who can afford to have a house?
How expensive is it to have a kid these days? Just one kid in America. How many hundreds of thousands of dollars?
I don't know from personal experience, but I have all my friends,
Right.
It's tough. It's a tough, and we can't, it's not a line item for us in a report, it's picking up a second or third shift.
Yeah.
It's time for him, for Elon, guys like this. It's a line item. He can kind of just, okay, this is baby number 8.
Binary code 101110.
And he's literally naming them that too, right? Yeah. So
this is not for Elon Musk.
No. So I created MySpawn for guys like me who just don't have the options. We were born in an environment we didn't control. It's our parents' generation, but we also want a sense of legacy, right? It's not fair that a dozen or so billionaires are shaping this conversation around who gets to, have descendants, who gets to have a legacy.
Okay, you've mentioned MySpawn now.
Okay.
Give me your 2-minute drill. Tell me in 2 minutes, what is MySpawn for everyone out there that doesn't know or hasn't heard yet, because they're going to. Tell me about it.
In a line, it's a legacy preservation app. DNA preservation specifically. We want to make it so the common man has access to preserving his story, his history. We store art and history and photographs. Why not store what makes you you? Your DNA is essential. It's biological code of what you are. So MySpawn positions itself as a DNA and legacy storage service, a personal.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. We believe in the future. Like Elon Musk is designing a future that it's for him and
it's for him, right? Is it for us? Is it modern day Joe
me?
Or Jig or John?
Is it for John? I don't know. Are we allowed to take part in this conversation about the future, or is it just going to be you and a bunch of oligarchs
and a bunch of robots?
Yeah.
Right. It's oligarchs and the robots.
It's going to be 1 million Elon clones,
humanoids out there on Earth.
Yeah. The common man's like, okay, we don't need you anymore. You know? I wanted to be community led. I'm not Elon Musk. I'm just a guy. I'm just a regular Joe that wants other regular Joes and Janes to take part in this conversation. Like you said, Japan last year sold more adult diapers than baby diapers. These governments are encouraging millennials to have children, but not giving us the resources or solutions to make it possible.
Yeah, 100, man.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Telegram founder, Pavel Durov?
I have heard of him.
Dude,
I think he's kind of famous. Yeah.
I mean, again, all the power to him. He's literally, I think, check my facts though, but I think he's in the triple digit of spawn counts. Yeah, he's literally
hundreds, right?
I'm not sure. It's got to confirm, but I think he's like paying women to carry his sperm, IVF.
Right.
And
Elon does the same thing, right? He pays these women to have kids for
unconfirmed. He could be inseminating them naturally.
Right, of course, that could be part of the contract.
Right, you have to fuck me.
Yeah. Fact checks later.
Yeah. So I think it's just if people have questions about what MySpawn's doing, like, are we just gonna let these billionaires, oligarchs do whatever they want, and then just leave guys like me and you out of the conversation?
Yeah.
So that's why I created it.
Okay. And where did that idea spawn, as they say? We're gonna be fantastic today.
Well, entendre. I'm approaching 40, man. I don't know if it's gonna happen to me, and what if I die? So not only do we store your DNA, we're storing what makes you you. There's a section called the vault.
Okay, yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, you're storing me. How does this work?
Yeah.
Where are you taking this thing?
So
is it legit? Is this credible?
Yeah, we have a licensed biofacility.
Wow.
A third party, all approved. And they have all the credentials. They're a $200 million company. They will be storing your hair and fingernails. And that's essentially your biological code.
So what are you going to do with that? What's the future of that? You say you're going to create a legacy or some kind of descendant or a clone of me, like what?
Right. So
I know IVF seems kind of like
IVF was actually illegal for and considered unethical for decades.
Yeah.
And now there's millions of families using IVF.
My sister, do you know anyone?
Oh yeah, my cousin actually had IVF through surrogacy, she paid a couple $100,000.
Wow.
God bless her, and she's got 2 beautiful children. So, but there was an era where surrogacy was considered like unnatural.
That seems alien, right? Yeah. Some other woman. Hey, tell your kid. Hey, that lady had you. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean? Aren't you my mom? Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
that seems a lot of controversy there.
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy, and people wanted it outlawed. It was going against nature. So, in that same sense, we believe at MySpawn that one day gene editing will become commonplace. Just like getting a hair transplant surgery.
Looking good over there, chick. Thank you, turkey.
Or a Botox or facelift or a boob job. It shouldn't just be accessible for the ultra wealthy, right?
Sure.
I think the ultra wealthy will use their resources to give their children the best advantages they can afford, right? But we believe in a future where the common man gets a stake in the conversation. It shouldn't just be 12 billionaires,
for sure,
shaping this where humanity is headed.
Yeah.
So I created MySpawn to create conversations.
So you're trying to get the conversation started.
Exactly. I don't have all the answers, man.
Are you a scientist, Jake?
I'm definitely
Tell us.
not.
You ran a liquor store.
Yeah.
So I've seen plenty of people get pregnant. Does that count?
Yeah, after selling them some booze, right? Yeah. Maybe that's a solution. Just get everybody drunk, right? No. So MySpawn, we preserve your DNA. We actually think it's inevitable that one day. Gene editing. I mean, let's not get too sci-fi, but movies like Gattaca,
Okay.
The Sixth Day. We just think these are just.
We already have GMO plants, right? Is that the same thing? Genetically modified? Is that
I
similar?
think it's a lot closer than people actually think. We're already selecting embryos for blue eyes, green eyes.
This is true, right?
Yeah.
How ethical is that?
I mean, I think it's going to happen whether, governments say it shouldn't or not. Once somebody opens Pandora's box, I just think it's, I want that too.
I'm going to get a dire wolf, guys. I'm going to get one of those now, right? I'm going to get the next little Tiger Woods, right? Is that what you mean by this? Or
I think.
So you don't have this, so I'm a little confused.
We're not saying that it should happen.
Okay.
We're saying that we believe it will happen, right? And I just want people today, the common man, to have access to this when it becomes commonplace. We don't know what the future is going to look like. Money might not exist in the future, right?
Like 100 and some, just a little over 100 years ago, we didn't have an airplane. In 1900, did we have an airplane?
So that's what another thing is. People underestimate how fast technology moves. In one lifetime, we went from horse and buggies to landing on the moon.
Yeah.
The same guy, watched a horse and buggy and watched Neil Armstrong land on the moon.
The future's now. It probably didn't. He would have been.
Do you remember
800 years old.
Do you remember like Zach Morris with his break phone? Or
I grew up with Saved by the Bell, man. We're in the same gen, yeah.
Or like Michael Douglas and Wall Street.
Douglas, yeah.
And now every tuk-tuk driver, every rickshaw driver in India has a smartphone with access to technology and information that presidents didn't even have.
Yeah, that's globalization, not only of technology but of people, right? Isn't it kind of? We're moving towards like one global race at some point, it seems like, right? What do you think about that? Is this something that can preserve diversity in cultures?
So we don't know what the future is going to look like, right? We can't predict. Like just someone from the 1800s couldn't predict what 1900s or the 2000s look like. You just know we're going to be. This is all, with the disclaimer that we don't destroy ourselves with a nuclear holocaust or an AI takeover, right? But I'm an optimist. I believe in humanity. I think we're headed for great things. I think we're gonna go beyond the stars. We're gonna colonize other planets. I think we're gonna maybe defeat diseases and maybe approach immortality. Like I don't think these are just far-out conversations, which just based on what we've done in our past.
So tell me more. Is this so we're creating a descendant with our DNA? Is that what you're getting to?
So now we're a DNA preservation service, right?
Okay.
You
haven't created anything. You're not creating direwolf clones here.
We are not doing that. We're saying we're storing your DNA for the time when all of this becomes possible, which we inevitably believe it will be. If we are on this trajectory and we don't destroy ourselves, Mars, like Elon Musk says, Mars will need humans. So why shouldn't it be my child or my descendant with my story? He can, maybe I'll never get to see him, but he'll see me. He'll see, there's a section in MySpawn where you can upload memories. You can say, hey, this is my first girlfriend. It never worked out with her, but here she was, and here was my life. Here was my first, this was my graduation. This was my solo trip to Europe. Here was my boring life owning a liquor store. Whatever you want to say to him, you can say,
Right.
And so when the technology arrives, which we insist that it will, and if the laws allow it for it to be.
Okay.
So that's important too. We're not advocating for this. We just think it will happen because these tech oligarchs are just driving us towards it, right?
Well, like you said, IVF was illegal.
Right.
And then within decades, guess what? Both of our siblings have used it.
Exactly, right.
Right?
Yeah.
So we take a look at that.
And it happens so much quicker than people think.
So you're not the science man behind this. You're not saying, hey, I think this is how it's going to work, this is going to be. But I think the technology will happen at some point in our lifetimes, right?
Yeah, and I want...
Where does this kid grow up then?
So you get to decide, there's a whole questionnaire about under what conditions you want your descendant to grow up in. Do you want him on a stable environment on planet Earth? Do you want adoption by a family needing a child? I implore you to check out, this, and then you can also give MySpawn of the future instructions.
Okay.
Or like say, hey, if I don't want my kid born under an AI, universe, like an AI controlled robot universe, I want him to.
So no robots raising the kid.
But exactly. But generally, I'm an optimist. I think we're gonna go to a place of abundance. I think we're going to go. Humanity is leaning towards greatness.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to defeat mortality. I think we're going to defeat racism and discrimination.
I like your positivity.
Yeah, I mean, we've done greater things. You
Yeah.
know?
My question is where's all the money going to be to pay for this? We know how expensive it is now. So how does that fit in? How does that work for you? How does it work?
Okay, so I'm trying to create a sense of community. I'm just a guy, right? I want to invite people to be the first 1,000 members of MySpawn. I want them to be founding members. I want scientists. I want web designers. I want people of all backgrounds. I want common Joes. I don't want these dozen or so billionaires leading and driving the conversation and making an exclusive club just for them. Where's humanity headed? Oh, only Elon Musk and Pavel Durov get to decide, and Peter Thiel and these fucks.
For
you know?
sure.
And
So
where's me and John?
How do we pay for it? Yeah, tell me how we pay for it then.
Okay, so
I'm not rich yet.
The founding members are $99. You get
$99.
Yeah, that's it, man. And you get to drive the conversation. So $99 includes a year of storage of your DNA storage, held by our biobanking partner. It's very easy.
So every year you need to pay $99.
Yeah.
What is the cost? How are we going to take care of our descendants for the future?
Right. So once you create a descendant, you send us your DNA, send our third party your DNA. There's a variety of options we're exploring. We have an insurance partner. This is for the everyday Joe. This isn't for Elon Musk. We want to make it affordable for guys like John and Jay, $50 a month or even less just to secure their legacy. We're working with insurance partners to fit that model within our platform. And again, I want this to be community-led. I don't have all the answers. I'm inviting insurance everyday Joes and user experience everyday Joes and programmers and, forklift operators who, what if they get hit with a forklift and they leave the earth without, soldiers. I'm asking everyday Joes to be a part of this conversation. It shouldn't just be the billionaires shaping our future and deciding who gets to have a legacy.